Hello, welcome to Collective Gifts. I'm Noella and this is Rachel.
Hello, everyone. Today is our conclusion to our series, Live Your Life with Thanks and Giving. And today we'll talk about how to live a lifestyle of thanks and giving. So we talked about earlier of how we wanted to have that heart attitude of thankfulness, right? To live a life of thanks and giving. So that'll help us prepare for the holidays when we gather with loved ones. But it's not only for the holidays. This is something we should be doing in everyday life. And the reason why is because if we practice living a lifestyle of thanks and giving, then when challenges come across our way, storms come across our way, right, disappointments come across our way, then we're not going to get sucked into the negative emotion or the woundedness of it. Instead, we'll be able to just brush that off and have that heart of thanks and giving where we can look at the positive things. So that'll help us keep the godly perspective to continue to move forward. And so an example of that would be recently we had repair work in our home. So we were displaced for a few days and it took lots of time preparing our home to pack things away or move them to the sides to make it easier for the work to be done. And as we stayed in a hotel for a few days, you know, we were excited to return home, right? Because there's no place like home. And then we got word that there was a delay. And so we would have to go back to the hotel for another night. And we were pretty disappointed, right?
Yes, we were ready to go home.
Yes, we were. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, we're going to have to practice what we preach, right? And so, you know, we had to look at it in terms of, well, at least we have another day of rest so that when we go back home, you know, we'll be energized and ready to, you know, clean up the dust and debris and get everything back in order. And the other thing too is, you know, with this delay, you know, we know God's making everything work together for the good. So, you know, we're not going to get miffed. You know, the work needed to be done and we want it done right? So, you know, whatever it is, you know, the time that they need, we can allow that to happen because we know we're going to come back home. And the other part too is now when we come home, it's not getting overwhelmed with the amount of work that we need to do.
Or the amount of dust.
Yeah. It's like, thank God we have the air purifier. You know, thank God this is an opportunity to do some spring cleaning in the fall. You know, it's another opportunity to rearrange the furniture. And we learned that as we move some things away, we kind of liked it. So we wouldn't have done this unless the work was going to be done. So we could see the positives in it and then the things that we can be grateful for and praise God for. And so there's a few things which, you know, you probably may already know these things from our previous videos on how to live a lifestyle of thanks and giving.
So the first is to commit to do it in your daily life, you know, to just try and remember things that you're truly grateful for, whatever it is you're, you know, in that day, or if you can't figure out anything that you're thankful for or grateful for, then you go back and think back in the past, like what God has done for you, what he has provided you with, or just anything that, you know, you're grateful for, even though it was a bad situation or you were under stress or duress, whatever it is that you were going through, you know, you can find the positive in each situation. You can find the positive within each person that you could be thankful for.
Mm-hmm. And that's true. And not only are you going to commit to making it part of your daily life, but as Noah was talking about, there's going to be good times, there's going to be bad times, yes. Right? And in those challenging times, that's when you have to continue to choose to do it. Choose yes. to live a lifestyle of thanks and giving. Because we have that free will choice, right? To either continue to proceed, persevere in it, or we can shrink back, turn our backs, and go back to our old ways and start venting about, you know, the negatives or fault finding and criticizing, which is not going to do anything except to perpetuate the problem. Yes. We want to progress. We want to go forth in a solution. So these challenges that come our way, we know the enemy means to kill, steal, and destroy, to, you know, disappoint, delay, to get us discouraged and make us feel defeated. But if we continue to commit and choose to go forth in thanks and giving, that's where we're going to keep our head on straight. We'll keep the godly perspective. That's where we'll get our strength through God, right? To continue to persevere until something happens, right? And as we're going through that, we're going to also remember, just say thank you, right? Like we talked about yesterday. We want to continue to go forth saying thank you. Thank you to God. thank you to yourself because, the choices we make or the accomplishments that we did, or, we didn't respond as bad as we could have, right? And we want to also go forth and continue to thank other people that have been a blessing to us or poured into us or encouraged us or just did something which was unexpected. Whatever it is, we want to continue to go forth in that heart attitude of thanks and giving. And that, when you dig deeper, is the foundation of love. And what does the word tell us? The world will know us by our love. And that's what we want to display, is allow our love of God to shine from our hearts. And that's going to come forth through words and deeds as we go forth with that, living that lifestyle of thanks and giving. So we want to thank you all for joining us and completing this series. We hope that this encouraged you to continue to go forth living your life with thanks and giving. And until next time, God bless you all and
Shalom.